Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Family Matters podcast. Family Matters PTIC has launched a podcast. We're adding this format as a way to reach more families in Illinois and professionals with key information about disability supports and special education advocacy and navigation. The podcast will bring the voice of experience of a variety of professionals and families to the table with a focus on exploring experiences, introducing best practices that are being implemented across the state, exploring services and supports, and sharing the input and guidance of families. As a reminder, Family Matters is not a legal service agency, and we cannot provide legal advice. Information you receive from this podcast should not be construed as legal advice. Family Matters PTIC is one of the two federally funded parent training and information center in Illinois. The contents of this podcast were developed under a grant from the U.S. Department of Education. However, these contents do not necessarily represent the policies of the U.S. Department of Education, and you should not assume endorsement by the federal government. Okay. So I'm here today, Abby Mars, educational support coach from Family Matters, with Jaime and Brianna from Blackburn and Beyond. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're excited to hear more about your program. So having said that, what is Blackburn and Beyond?
Blackburn and Beyond is a comprehensive transition program. And what that means is that we are enabling differently abled individuals who may have had some difficulty in high school, maybe an IEP, some type of cognitive disability. We are bridging that gap between high school and getting into the higher education portion of their lives. So just because an individual has an IEP or some type of cognitive disability does not limit them to just working in a workshop or having to do remedial type work. We want everyone to have the same opportunities as, the valedictorians and the honor roll students. So what we are doing at Blackburn and Beyond, which is located at Blackburn College in Carlinville, Illinois, is we are supporting students with various abilities to learn the skills needed to be successful and earn a degree or a certificate program on our campus. And then with that, we are also a work college. So it is truly an immersive experience because those students, not only do they get the social aspect and the academics, they also have work experience that they are building while they are here on campus with us.
That's amazing. And you said you're located at Blackburn University, and I remember Blackburn from the days 100 years ago when the dinosaurs were around, where I was looking for colleges.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have been around a really long time. So Brianna, did you have anything to add about, kind of just the backstory of Blackburn?
Sure. So the chair emeritus of the education department, Dr. Cindy Rice, was the person who spearheaded and helped implement this program. So how this idea came about was when the local school district approached her. They were talking about special education students in high school that are now legally able to remain in high school until the age of 22. And they were just kind of having a conversation about how that can be kind of problematic because you're having, a school setting that's geared more towards 14 to 18-year-olds. And you're now extending that to 22-year-olds. So they were talking about how they could bridge the gap and integrate these students into a college setting that's more appropriate to be around their peers. So getting that created in a college environment, that was how Cindy came about getting this program started and implemented.
That's amazing. And it is such a huge need. There are many students that would benefit from continuing to work on their transition goals, even if they have met the requirements to graduate from their local high school. So this program kind of offers a step or a transition in that direction. I've been doing a lot of research about it. So, so how is the college, how has the program helped the college or community so far? Like, what's been the response, I guess, from the community and the college about the program?
Sure. So the community response has been really awesome. We actually currently have a partnership with Illini Tech Services that's in Carlinville. One of the students in Blackburn and Beyond is doing an internship through their business. So an internship opportunity is required for students that are in the Blackburn and Beyond program. With it being a work college, we start with on-campus job opportunities, and then we work to connect with the community to provide off-campus job opportunities with a little bit of lesson supports, just to help them transition and integrate into the workforce
Okay.
once they graduate.
And I'm assuming like maybe some DRS funding is involved here, some SILA funding to support all this, along with maybe supports from their local district.
Yes, so DRS will provide funding for students that are on the degree path. So there are some scholarship funding opportunities for students that are pursuing the degree path. And yeah, all students are eligible for MAP or Pell grants as well.
Perfect. That's wonderful. So do you feel like the community has been pretty receptive with your job placement after or during while students are at the program?
Yes. So with Illini Tech Services, what we did, with the student's permission, of course, just because it self-identifies and discloses a disability, I will go to their job location. I will meet with their supervisors. I'm open to providing training, strategies, skills. We do bi-weekly work evaluations. So we're constantly progress monitoring, tracking, gathering data, what we can do on the back end in our classes. To teach and support students to be successful in their work program.
That's amazing. Jamie, did you have anything to add to that?
I think Brianna hit that one on the
She
head.
did. It just sounds, I don't know what other word to use except for groundbreaking for sure. To, be a parent of a student who, I have one that's in the middle of his transition plan. I have one that's getting ready to end their transition plan, and to see these opportunities that would be there in such a, we live in a very rural area. You guys are kind of the same way down south a little bit, and not have a lot of options, for community. And this sounds like there's some great opportunities there for sure for students.
Yeah, there is a lot of student life. All of our students in Blackburn and Beyond, they have the same right to join any of the clubs, participate in any of the activities. It is fully integrated into the campus. So everything that is available at Blackburn is available to the students in Blackburn and Beyond. There is not a division. It is integrated and inclusive.
And are there housing options for the students as well?
Yes, so it is fully inclusive housing as well. So the students in the program are not secluded to one dorm or even one wing of the dorm. They enroll in the system for student and residence life just like every other Blackburn student.
Okay. And who do you feel like this would be a good program for as far as a student? So would this be someone that's maybe struggling to that might have an intellectual disability, or someone who more profound disability? Like who do you feel like would benefit best from the program?
In order to do well in the program, the individual would have to have the skill set to do some things independently. For example, if they take their own medication, or if they take medication, they would have to do that independently.
Okay.
So they do have to be able to have some of those skills already to be on campus. Because we do have a mentor assigned to each individual.
Okay.
So they have that type of social support. And then there are paraprofessionals who go to the classes or can go to the classes if that is identified with the individual to help them like take notes or just
review the content.
Yes, review the content with them. So there are those supports in place, but when they are like in their dorm room, they are independent.
Sure. Okay. All right. So do you have any like success stories? I know, and let's backtrack a little bit. How old is the program? How long has the program been in place?
This program is 3 years old. So we're still in our stages of infancy. We are looking to have our first round of graduates in the fall semester. Okay. So even though we haven't had graduates yet, we still do have some success stories.
Yes, please share.
Yeah, so we have some students that are part of Student Senate and serve as a voice and an advocate for students of varying abilities. We also just recently celebrated a Blackburn and Beyond milestone. One of our students is the first student in Blackburn and Beyond to have a leadership role in the work program. So he was just promoted to crew head. So he went through the interview process and everything, just like every other student, and he accepted the promotion. And then also our other student who is interning in the community is
That's
another huge
amazing.
success.
That's amazing. And I first thought I had heard about Blackburn and Beyond 2 weeks ago when I met Jaime at a support group. But I also, like, the more I got to think, I thought, I know that's familiar. Where have I heard it from? So we highlight a transition age student quarterly in our transition newsletter, and one of our students that we have highlighted is currently attending Blackburn. So that's kind of how I knew where I'd heard it in the back of my mind. So I am, I guess, a little bit more familiar than what I thought I was with your program. So I know from talking with him and talking with his parents that he is very happy in his position, in his place at Blackburn. So that's amazing. So absolutely. Okay. So if I was a parent who was interested in my child attending Blackburn, or my student is interested in, looking at the variety of college options they may have, how could they schedule a visit?
If you go to our website, there is actually a link that you can just click on to schedule a visit. And there is also a link that you can click on to apply. So here is the website right here. So if you just click that red schedule a visit, you just click on that and it will take you to another page, and you select the day that you would like to visit. Green will say if it's available. And then if you keep, let's see here.
You pick your time on the green.
Oh, it takes pick the time. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yep. So down where it says campus visit for 10 a.m. or 2 p.m., you can pick which one works best for you. You click on that link for campus visit.
Yeah, click on the blue. Yep, there you go.
And then you can fill out all the information. And then down at the bottom, where you say campus interests or activities, we have students write Blackburn and Beyond under the interests. So that way admissions will connect with us and add us to the itinerary.
That's amazing. That is really great. So that's very accommodating, very easy to access and get to for sure. So I did want to mention, a lot of the students we're working with are in the middle of their transition program. So if they were interested in attending Blackburn and they had scheduled a visit and would really like to have that as a path, would you be available with these students to maybe attend an IEP meeting virtually to talk about the program and things like that with their school district?
Yes, absolutely. I've attended, I'll actually be attending my 5th IEP meeting so far. I will physically drive to the district as well, just to be in person if that's needed. I'll meet with students and parents one-on-one as well. We've also created essentially like a transition checklist that I provide to the school districts that I go to and to the students and those parents in the IEP meetings that lay out different things that students would need to be successful at Blackburn. So just things that students can work on while they're in the transition process, such as navigating Google Suite, being familiarized with Gmail, navigating their email, Google Calendar, things like that.
That's amazing. That's great. So you could actually turn those into goals for a year of school at transition to help prepare you for that next stage of That's amazing. That's a great idea. I love that. So can I ask a little bit more about like different clubs and things like that students could be involved in? What kind of variety of clubs do you have there at Blackburn? Just off the top of your head. I'm sorry. I know I did.
I know we have choir, or no, we do not have choir. We have theater.
A theater, okay.
We have a Best Buddies Club.
Which was started by one of our students.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's the president.
Yes. We have, there's a ton of different clubs. There's a Calm Club, which talks about like coping with stress. There's a video gaming club. There's a lot of different gaming type of clubs.
One of our students, I know, goes to a Bible study. I think it's weekly. And that's
she's the president.
Yes.
We also have CEC, so Student Chapter of Council for Exceptional Children. We are currently the largest student chapter in the state.
That's amazing. And I really commend you. I speak with a lot of parents and we start talking about the transition plan. And I like to, when I work with my parents, really start talking about it at age 13. Now, I know in the state of Illinois, we don't develop a plan until they're 14 and a half, but
Mhm.
your students need a little bit of preparation for those assessments that are coming their way. So when I ask a parent, well, do you think they would like to attend a post-secondary education program? And they're like, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know that that's possible. You guys are removing so many barriers to make that possible for students, and I really commend the program for that. I mean, just a paraprofessional to help you describe something if you need it in class, or help you organize your paperwork. It's really, really amazing to be offered that. So, and are the students like, do they have to pick from a selected pool of careers or classes, or is it just anything they're interested in?
They can choose anything that Blackburn offers. So our degree path is not specific to Blackburn and Beyond. It's any of the degrees offered here at Blackburn. Now the certificate path, it would be Blackburn and Beyond courses, which are given at like a little bit of a lower level that
Sure.
prepares the student for the other classes that they would be taking for a degree path. And then they would also take classes of interest at a reduced homework, reduced
Okay.
testing,
Like a
kind of like
modified
a
level.
modified level. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they would still receive a transcript. They'd have a separate transcript for their certificate pass, so they have an area focus with their certificate of achievement. And the only difference between our degree path and our certificate path is that we modify the course outcomes in the syllabi for the non-B&B classes that the students are taking if they're on the certificate path. So just like every student in our program has access to all of the classes offered on campus, any student that is non-Blackburn and Beyond also has access to take our program specific classes as well. They all count as college credit. They're just not major specific.
Okay. All right. So I know you said that you're coming up on your first round of students graduating. So if you could, I always tell my transition students, think about what you want for the next 5 years. So where could you see this program going from here? What's your hope within the next 5 years?
My hope within the next 5 years would be, of course, to have some more graduates. I think being able to have our students secure postgraduate employment would be a huge one. So we have a work experience class that students in the program are required to take every semester. And from the time they step foot on campus to the time that they're ready to walk the stage and graduate, we are building a portfolio that has their work evaluations, resumes, skill sets, anything that would help prepare them for work after they graduate. That my goal is to bring with them to their hometown or wherever they're wanting to live after they graduate to help them secure employment.
That's amazing. That's great. And are you limited, Jamie, on how many students can enroll each semester to the Blackburn and Beyond program?
We do have a cap.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So-
hopefully that will increase as the
Sure.
student body increases, the cap for Blackburn and Beyond will increase as well. We only have the one instructor, which is myself, for Blackburn and Beyond. So that does limit how many courses we can offer per semester.
Sure. So just like any other college student, if you're interested in going, apply early for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do have a wait list, and we use a Likert scale rating to keep an equitable selection process.
Sure. That's amazing. You guys are just definitely breaking down walls for sure. I was just blown away when Jamie was describing the program to me completely. And I mean, the possibilities of not only the students I work with, but the students live in my own house, to think about the possibilities that they could qualify for and the opportunities they could have that could be doable at another school, but would take a lot of supports that aren't already in place. They're already in place here. So that's amazing for sure. So I'm very excited. We have actually talked a lot about scheduling a campus visit for my daughter. So we're hoping to come down and check things out. And Jamie did send me the link on how you could apply for the program that's shared here on the screen. I'll also share it in the description of the podcast video today as well. So if they need anything else, I'm guessing they can, is there a contact on Blackburn besides just the visit?
Yeah, they can reach out to me directly, just brianna.sutton@blackburn.edu. They're welcome to email Jamie as well, jamie.emmons@blackburn.edu. They can call our office number, 854-5678. And yeah, we typically respond best to emails, but
Yeah.
we do phone call too.
Yes, that's what an amazing program, you guys. You really are. You're paving the way for lots of different universities and campuses to do somewhat of the same thing and really give our differently abled students open possibilities just like everybody else has. So I commend you a lot. So thank you again for visiting us on our podcast today. Please remember that we try to post our podcast at least once a month, and you are welcome to listen to us on your favorite platform. So.
Thank you very much, Abby, for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a blast, and thanks so much for coming.
Yep.
Thank you.